like David Gauke have erupted in outrage. For me, I think this has to be a good thing, partly just because of their reaction. Do you think she can be the woman, Nigel, now that she's back in the job, to finally deal with the Channel invasion?
Only if she's allowed to be. You see, Priti Patel, who was there before her, and I'll be honest, I mean, no one criticised her more than me. I branded her pretty useless, and it stuck. And doing that to a friend is not very nice in one way. But you have to be allowed to do what you need to do. Now, Braverman, who I do like and do admire very much indeed, she put her finger on it in her previous very short stint as Home Secretary, that unless we leave the European Convention on Human Rights, we're not going to go anywhere. Now, her being put back in, initially I thought, hooray, this is terrific. And then I realised all Sunak had done was to leaven the bread, was to say to the world, look, you're on the right of the Conservative Party, you should be happy, despite the fact this is a complete globalist takeover. And I will predict here and now that she will not be allowed to do the things that she wants to do. I wouldn't be surprised if within a year we see a second Braverman resignation.
I think you could be right. Now, Nigel, I think it's really important, actually. We talk about the word that you just used, and I used it earlier in the intro. And let's be honest, we've been using it for months and months, Nigel. The word globalist, which is defined, Nigel, as you know, in the Oxford Dictionary as a person who advocates the interpretation or planning of economic and foreign policy in relation to events and developments throughout the world. But, Nigel, something very disturbing has happened over the past week. We've both been dragged into this. The left and big portions of the mainstream media are now trying to reframe the word globalist as somehow being anti-Semitic. Now, to me, this looks like an attempt to shut down free speech. How do you feel about it?
Well, I was there before you, Dan, only because my show's on before you. And I called Jeremy Hunt globalist, there was no problem. I called Grant Shapps globalist, as you did, an hour or two after me on GBNews, and they all went ballistic. Now, this is because Shapps apparently is Jewish. I've got to tell you, Dan, I didn't know he was Jewish, but so what?